Become a member, sign in, and start streaming today.
Well, let's get to our very favorite part of the show, Disgrace of the Week. Usually Miss Calhoun starts us off, but Eric, you're in the seat of honor. You go first.
Oh, the pressure of starting off here. David touched on this in the first topic, but let me make it my disgrace. The president's use of the South Lawn of the White House for the speech last night. It was inappropriate. That is the people's house. Donald Trump has this way of conflating his interests and the public interest. It was inappropriate. Put yourself in the position of all these Trumpsters who loved it. And if Barack Obama had tried in 2012, when he was running for re-election, to do anything like that, they would have been outraged, which tells me the ethics are not ethics, they're just situational ethics.
David.
A report from the Australian Strategic Policy Institute is titled Uyghurs for Sale, and it details how Uyghurs in China's colony of Xinjiang are forced into slave labor to produce goods for Nike, Apple, and other multinationals. For example, one of the factories that supplies Nike is equipped with watchtowers, barbed wire fences, and police guard boxes, and the workers can't leave. And so perhaps those sports ball players who are standing for social justice will start demanding that their leagues start buying apparel that's made in free nations and not by slave labor. Even though many sports ball players get about 10 to 15% of their income because of their business relationship with the Chinese Communist Party.
Joey, we go to you next.
Well, I'm going to keep it in the Trump family. Donald Trump Jr. for saying Joe Biden wouldn't respect the rule of law and that the Biden family would profit off his presidency, proving my point that there is no shame or self-awareness in politics.
That's going to be a point you can make all day long, almost any year we can think in recent history. Natasha, we go to you next.
I'll give it to myself for not taking a moment last week to pause to celebrate the 19th Amendment anniversary. And I just have to say thank you for everyone, of course, who fought for those rights. But more importantly, the issue is that voting is still not equally enjoyed by everyone in this country today. And so I appreciate the people who are still fighting to make that happen from long ago to present day.
Time to say something nice about somebody. Eric?
There was some rather big media news this week that we haven't really touched on, which is the start of the Denver Gazette. It's the expansion of the Colorado Springs Gazette and of the Colorado Politics website that I write for, that Joey Bunch is the managing or deputy managing editor for, not sure the exact title. But it's the taking that operation, coming into the Denver market, providing a new medium in Denver, and some more competition for the Denver Post.
David.
You should just call Joey Sir and not worry about the title. So on last week's show, I talked about John Quincy Adams, a great guy, and then found out after the show that 2 members of the CIO production staff are actually relatives of the illustrious John and Abigail Adams. And I think that wonderful couple would be very pleased to find their descendants and relatives working in educational programming today.
Hear, hear. Joey, you're up next.
Hey, Melania Trump for giving her own speech this year, because if she had given Michelle Obama's, she would have said her husband is a danger to the country.
Natasha, we go to you.
As so many students return to school this week, kudos to teachers, kudos to administrators and parents and caregivers and anyone in between. But I really have to give a shout out to the students, including my own, who have shown a lot of grit, grace, and empathy throughout the week.